Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our June 7th worship service for the UU congregation of Northern Chautauqua. Our chalice lighting today, the words come from W.E.B. Du Bois. Dr. Du Bois was an African-American scholar and activist in the first half of the 20th century. So hear these words from Dr. Du Bois, and they come in the form of a prayer as well as our chalice lighting. The prayer of our souls is a petition for persistence, not for the one good deed or single thought, but deed on deed and thought on thought, until day calling unto day shall make a life worth living. Our opening music is from Paul Robeson, and he's singing the well-known union organizing song Joe Hill. Paul Robeson was an African-American singer and actor and social activist through the middle of the 20th century. And our recording is from the Smithsonian Institute collection. So here's Paul Robeson singing Joe Hill.
I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. I never died, says he. In Salt Lake City, Joe, says I, him standing by my bed. They framed you on a murder charge, says Joe, but I ain't dead. Says Joe, but I ain't dead. The copper bosses killed you, Joe. They shot you, Joe, says I. Takes more than guns to kill a man, says Joe, I didn't die. Says Joe, I didn't die. And standing there as big as life, and smiling with his eyes, says Joe, what they can never kill, went on to organize, went on to organize. From San Diego up to Maine, in every mine and mill, where workers strike and organize, it's there you'll find Joe Hill. It's there you'll find Joe Hill. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. I never died, says he. I never died, says he.
Today, I ask you to consider one particular way we might build back better during and after the current pandemic. To be very specific, I'll be taking part digitally in a nationwide event on June the 20th, and I invite you to join me in this. And in this, I'm responding to a call from Dr. William Barber and others for a national moral revival movement. And this is to fundamentally address poverty and injustice. Here's a few important facts about Dr. Barber. Reverend Dr. William Barber II is an African-American Protestant minister. He has a congregation in Goldsboro, North Carolina. He's also a very successful community activist in North Carolina, and he's now moving onto the national stage. And Dr. Barber's focus is always on building community coalitions, always. So please watch this short video, and the voice is Dr. Barber's.
A powerful new movement is rising across America. From the Mississippi Delta to the Apache stronghold, from the homeless encampments of Washington to the coal fields of West Virginia. We are the 140 million poor and low-wealth people in this country, and we are building the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival.
On June 20th, between the primaries and the general election, we will rise together for the mass Poor People's Assembly and Moral March on Washington, a digital justice gathering.
Our nation is at a historic crossroads. There are those who say big change isn't necessary or possible, that we are powerless to make our lives better.
But history teaches us that it is exactly in times like these that people from all walks of life must build a broad and deep movement from the bottom up.
On June 20th, we will come together to lift the voices and faces of poverty in the midst of pandemic for a massive, historic online gathering that will embolden us, strengthen us, and prepare us to fight for the kind of society we know we so badly need and deserve.
Rise with us. Visit june2020.org.
So why am I choosing this particular cause with Dr. Barber when so many other ideas out there perhaps are of merit and are really good ideas? For me, the reasons are very personal and close to my heart. I believe that taking part in this event and supporting this cause will help me grow in courage and strengthen my own heart, as well as encouraging many other people. You see, I've had the privilege of hearing Dr. Barber preach in person and seeing him several years ago. And he met me in a group of ministers beforehand. He shook my hand, he looked me in the eye, and offered me encouragement. So I fully expect taking part of this event on June 20th will again bring me encouragement and strength. And to really build back better, to persist over the long haul in the way that Dr. Du Bois spoke of in our chalice lighting, don't we really need to find work that brings strength and courage to others and also to ourselves? Now, I know you listening here are already living good and full lives. Many of you have taken an active role in contemporary social action, including work on the streets in the last 2 weeks. And bless you all for that. Please keep choosing good work that lifts your hearts. My small gift here today, perhaps, is to offer you an idea for an additional step you might take. And even if you don't pursue this particular cause, I do encourage you to seek encouragement, if that makes any sense. Our closing music is performed by Dr. Glenn Thomas Rideout. Dr. Rideout is Director of Music and Worship at our UU congregation in Ann Arbor, Michigan. May our hearts truly flow on in endless song.
My life flows on in endless song above its lamentation. I hear the far off hymn that heals a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest round me rolls, I know the truth it liveth. What though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to the rock I'm clinging. Since love prevails in heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? Tyrants tremble as they do, the bells of freedom ring. When friends rejoice for far and near, how can I keep from singing? To these and sad dungeons our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame behind
undefiled. How can I keep from seeing? My life goes on in endless song of its lamentation. I hear the breathe far of him that hears a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing?
Hear these familiar words as we extinguish our chalice and bring our service to a close. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.